Sid, roller coaster season like this, what's the hardest part about right now when every game's a dogfight?
Well, I think, when you play pretty good games, I think you hope that that's going to translate into wins. And I think, for probably a few there, we felt like we played pretty good. And obviously, at the end of the day, you got to find ways to win games, but it's disappointing when you can't find a way to win games that you feel pretty good throughout it. So, you just got to move by it and take away the things that you've done well and figure out how not to make, mistakes that make the difference in winning and losing.
Coach mentioned on Monday you guys found a way to lose rather than find a way to win. Why do you think is it if you could pinpoint something that this team keeps beating itself over?
Well, it's not one thing. I think it's just, there's certain points in a game where we need to make the right decisions. We need to come up with big plays, and we could have easily added to that lead, and we didn't. So there's a lot of different things you can look at, and you always nitpick every single thing, especially when you lose. So it's just a matter of working a little bit harder and a little bit smarter and finding ways to get those big plays. They come in a lot of different forms, whether it's power play, penalty kill, block shot, big goal. A lot of different things, but we got to find ways to win games.
Sid, Edmonton has a power play that's clicking at a near historic status. How do you approach a game like that, a team like that, and say like, hey, we have to be more disciplined out there, or do you kind of run the risk of maybe going into a shell if you keep that in mind maybe too much?
No, you got to be disciplined. You don't want to put yourself in a position to give them a lot of looks. Like you said, it's dangerous, and you want to make sure that if you are having to kill them, that you're fresh and ready to do that. So that's always something I think you talk about and you're aware of, and you're always trying to stay out of the box, but it's something that we have to be aware of.
Sid, you've shared your confidence in this group plenty throughout this rough stretch of this season, but with other teams in the division loading up, is there a feeling that you guys could benefit from an addition at the trade deadline, or do you guys feel like you just need to get everyone healthy?
I think that's up to Ron. I think, ultimately it's up to us to go out there and perform, and, we've shown that we can be a pretty good team, and I think that everyone here believes in each other. That's the main thing. So, it's his job to evaluate that and see what he needs to do, but I think there's a lot of belief in here, and it hasn't gone our way lately, but this is when you get tested as a group, and you've got to respond the right way.
Sid, is there one thing about McDavid's game that makes him particularly dangerous?
I'd say more than one. I think his speed, but, there's a lot of guys who have speed, and I think, it's the way he uses it, and, it's his hockey sense, his ability to make plays, shoot the puck. He's scoring a ton of goals this year, so you can tell that, he's focused on shooting the puck as well. So he's dangerous a lot of different ways.
Sid, when you look at what he has been able to do this year, did you ever look at it and think that a guy in, all the NHLers nowadays could score at that type of clip?
Yeah, I think, like 120 seemed like a crazy number at one point, and now, it looks like he's going to cruise to that. So, what was it, Kucherov close to, what was it, 128? Did he have something like that? So, yeah, he's finding a way every year to get better when, you don't think it's possible. It's not a knock on him. He's just setting the bar really high. So, but he continues to push it. So, I think that says a lot about him, and a credit to his work ethic and not being satisfied, trying to be his absolute best.
So the last several games for you guys,